The human body is an intricate machine. It's a miracle of biology, perfected over millions of years. But what happens when that machine glitches? When the code gets corrupted in the most terrifying way possible? A man presents to the emergency room, claiming he is already dead. A young boy falls, scrapes his elbow, and his muscles begin turning, piece by piece, into solid bone. And a man gets pulled over for a DUI after eating a plate of pasta. These aren't stories from science fiction, they are real. Today, we're exploring the top 10 strangest, darkest, and most mysterious medical conditions ever documented. A warning, some of these cases are deeply unsettling. Let's begin. Number 10, auto brewery syndrome. A man in North Carolina is pulled over for driving erratically. He insists to the police that he hasn't had a single drop of alcohol, but the breathalyzer reads 0.20. That's 2.5 times the legal limit. He's arrested, and he swears his innocence. But no one believes him. He wasn't lying. He presented to doctors who, after extensive testing, diagnosed him with auto brewery syndrome. This is a real documented condition where the gut becomes a brewery, an overgrowth of yeast, or Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the same yeast used to make beer, has colonized his intestines. When he eats a high-carb meal, like pasta or bread, this yeast army ferments the sugars into ethanol. He gets drunk without ever touching a drink. The man's life was ruined until he received antifungals and a strict low-carb diet. It's a terrifying glitch where your own body betrays you, but at least it can be treated. Our next condition is a betrayal that can't be scrubbed away. Number 9, trimethylaminoria. This condition is also known as fish odor syndrome, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a metabolic glitch where the body can't break down a chemical called trimethylamine, or TMA. This chemical has a potent, rotting fish smell. Because the body can't process it, it builds up. It's then released through the person's sweat, their breath, and their urine. Patients describe a life of profound isolation. No amount of scrubbing or perfume can hide it, because the odor comes from the inside out. It can be triggered by eating fish, eggs, or beans. The social and psychological toll is devastating, leading to deep depression and reclusion. There's no cure, only management, a life of avoiding certain foods and hoping for the best. These metabolic glitches are baffling, but the body's chemistry is simple compared to the phantoms created by the brain. Number 8, Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Imagine you're a child lying in bed with a fever. You look at your hand and suddenly it looks impossibly small. The door to your room seems to stretch away from you, the ceiling miles high. You feel like a giant in a dollhouse. This isn't a dream, it's Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Named in 1955, AIWS is a perception disorder, not a vision problem. Your eyes are working perfectly, but the part of your brain that builds your body map is glitching. Abnormal signals, often triggered by migraines or the Epstein-Barr virus, distort your reality. Time can feel like it's speeding up or slowing to a crawl. For most, the episodes are short-lived. But for those few minutes, their entire world is a funhouse mirror. It's a glitch in how you see. But what happens when the glitch is in how you speak? Number 7, foreign accent syndrome. A person suffers a stroke or a head injury. They recover, but when they speak, their family is stunned. Their native accent is gone. In its place is a new, distinct foreign accent. A British woman suddenly sounds French. An American sounds Irish. This is foreign accent syndrome. It's not an affectation. The person isn't faking it. The injury damaged the precise, delicate parts of the brain that control the rhythm and pitch of speech. The new accent is just the sound of that damage. It's a deeply isolating condition. Friends and family say, "You don't sound like you anymore." Strangers constantly ask where you're from. It's a loss of identity, but it's nothing compared to the horror of losing control of your own body. Number 6, alien hand syndrome. A patient is recovering from brain surgery. As they're buttoning their shirt with their right hand, their left hand starts unbuttoning it. They grab a cup of coffee, and their other hand violently smacks it away. This isn't a prank. This is alien hand syndrome. It often happens after the two hemispheres of the brain are surgically separated. One hand acts on its own, with its own distinct will. The person is a prisoner in their own body, fighting with a limb they no longer control. Case reports are the stuff of nightmares. One patient's hand would grab objects and refuse to let go. Another's alien hand would slap them in the face. One woman, in a documented case, had her alien hand begin to choke her, while her good hand fought to pull it off. It's a total loss of agency. It is the ultimate neurological horror. Number 5, Proteus syndrome. In 1885, Dr. Frederick Trevis presented a man to the Pathological Society of London. The man's name was Joseph Merrick. He would become famous as the Elephant Man. For decades, Merrick was misdiagnosed. Today, it's believed he had Proteus syndrome, an ultra-rare condition. It's a genetic mosaic. A mutation occurs in the womb, but it only affects some cells. This means parts of the body grow normally, while others don't. The syndrome causes massive, uneven, and chaotic overgrowth of skin, bone, and tissue. One hand can balloon to an enormous size, while the other remains untouched. Merrick's story was one of isolation and stigma, but his condition highlights how a single glitched gene can warp the human form, turning a body into a prison. Number 4, lithopedion. An elderly woman presents to the hospital with mild abdominal pain. She's given a routine scan. The doctors are speechless. Inside her abdomen, they find a stone baby. This is lithopedion. It's an extremely rare event where a fetus dies during an abdominal ectopic pregnancy. The pregnancy is outside the womb. The body, unable to expel the fetus, faces a new problem: a large, decaying mass. To protect itself from infection, the immune system slowly encases the entire fetus in calcium. It mummifies it. The stone baby then rests dormant inside the mother. There are documented cases where women have carried a lithopedion for over 60 years with no idea it was there. It is a ghost of a pregnancy turned to stone. Number 3, fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva. This is the stone man disease, and it is one of the most tragic conditions known to science. A child is born seemingly healthy, but when they are a few years old, they suffer a minor injury, a bump, a fall, even a muscle injection. Instead of healing, the body's repair mechanism goes haywire. The damaged muscle and soft tissue do not heal. they turn to bone. This is fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, or FOP. A second skeleton grows over the real one. Bridges of bone lock the joints in place. The shoulders, the spine, the hips. The most famous case, Harry Eastlack, was locked into a single rigid position by the time of his death. Surgery is not an option because the trauma of the scalpel just triggers more bone growth. It is a life of perfect awareness, trapped inside a hardening living statue. A prison of bone growing from the inside. Number 2. Cotard's syndrome. If FOP is the body's ultimate prison, Cotard's is the mind's. A man presents to his psychiatrist. He claims he is already dead. This is Cotard's syndrome, or walking corpse syndrome. It's a rare psychiatric delusion, often linked to severe depression or neurological disease. Patients genuinely believe they do not exist. They believe their organs have stopped, or that they have lost all their blood. Case reports are chilling. One patient refused to eat, insisting she didn't need to because she was a corpse. Another told his doctor, "I am dead and I am immortal at the same time." It is a state of living death, a mind so broken it has convinced itself it no longer exists. It is a terrifying psychological abyss, but there is one final condition, one that combines the physical and the psychological, a disease with a 100% fatality rate that begins with simply not being able to sleep. Number 1. Fatal familial insomnia. This is not your average insomnia. This is a prion disease like mad cow. It's an inherited genetic mutation that, usually in middle age, activates. It attacks one tiny part of the brain, the thalamus, the part that controls sleep. The disease begins with mild insomnia. Then it gets worse. The person simply cannot sleep. For days, then weeks. Sleeping pills do not work. The mechanism for sleep is being physically destroyed. After a few months of no sleep, the mind and body collapse. Patients suffer panic attacks, paranoia, and hallucinations. Then, they lose the ability to walk or speak. The final stage is an unresponsive stupor, followed by death. The entire process, from first sleepless night to death, takes about 7 to 18 months. It is incurable. It is untreatable. It is a 100% fatal disease. It is, perhaps, the most terrifying medical condition in the world. A waking nightmare you can never escape. The human machine is fragile. From gut brewing yeast to brains that believe they are dead. From genes that build prisons of bone to phantoms that steal your own hands. These cases are not just medical oddities. They are stories of human resilience and a dark, mysterious reminder of just how delicate our reality truly is. Hope you enjoyed another story here on Sloppy Medicine. Come back for more true medical stories that will leave you shocked and amazed. In the meantime, stay safe, stay informed.